A war of words has begun as the minister responsible for Bahamas Power and Light responds to claims by the former B.P.L. board. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Altaviz Munnings. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. It's always good to see you. A heated exchange seems to be brewing between the minister responsible for Bahamas Power and Light and the former executive chairman, as well as several former B.P.L. board members. LaDon Davis leads us off tonight with Minister Bannister answering allegations of political interference in the financial affairs of the former board at Bahamas Power and Light.
Minister of Public Works, the Honorable Desmond Bannister, refuting accusations made by former executive chairman of B.P.L. Darnell Osborne and several former board members who claim that political interference and a continuous disrespect for the former executive chairman were the root causes for the dysfunction of the corporation's board. Bannister told reporters outside of Cabinet on Tuesday that he would not allow the finances of the Bahamian people and the funds of B.P.L. to be squandered.
I have admitted that it is important for me in my portfolio to ensure that the corporation is run right. If that is what she calls political interference, then I'm guilty. I'm guilty of investigating B.P.L. and asking B.P.L. why is it that Mrs. Osborne was able to put a security system in her home, thousands of dollars, and make B.P.L. pay for it. I'm guilty of asking why is it that Ms. Osborne could get a makeup artist to come to our house, make her up, charge hundreds of dollars, bill it to B.P.L., and she bills it to B.P.L., and B.P.L. pays for it. I'm guilty of questioning why is it that somebody would want a $300,000 salary from B.P.L. to be executive director and has never been paid to anyone else, which is what Mrs. Osborne and Mrs. Thompson suggested for Mrs. Osborne.
While being sarcastic in listing these three allegations, Bannister says that if it was found that he was guilty of overstepping his boundaries as minister, he would resign from that position and would not wait for the Prime Minister to tell him to do so. Meantime, Mr. Bannister says there is a big difference between the portfolios of the CEO and the executive chairman.
I'm not going to go back and forth on this, but the minister, B.P.L. is a public corporation owned by the Bahamian people. And the minister must ensure that he looks after your interests. And so when things are going on, and I must know, there's a chair for B.P.L. and there's a CEO. The CEO is responsible for operations in that organization. It cannot be that the chair seeks to take over the job of the CEO, as Mrs. Osborne has tried from time to time again. That cannot be. Mr. Whitney Hasty is very capable of doing what he is assigned to do, and Mr. Hasty is doing a great job. He is to report to the board, and the question of the manner in which he does his job is to be evaluated by the board. The chair does not take over the duties of the CEO.
The minister has also ordered a probe into the financial affairs and management of the former board.
The CEO of B.P.L. to provide all of the personal bills that were submitted on behalf of anybody on that board, with respect to makeup artists, with respect to anything else, so that we can have total transparency with the Bahamian people. Because I am not going to sit here, I try to protect professional reputations, but I'm not going to sit here and have people continually mislead the Bahamian public.
LaDon Davis, ZNS Network News.